And we are live.
I'm Memorex.
We are Memorex. All right. We are in the ether sphere. Is that a thing? I don't think it is.
It is now.
Memorex? All right. We're live. So I'll get back to the chat there. And we're going to hit the ground running. So let's do this.
We could just not hit the ground. That's the painful part.
Hit the ground.
True.
Running. Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes podcast. I'm Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we play Call of Cthulhu, a sci-fi horror role-playing game. Your investigators of the unknown are Brian as Jack.
Why isn't there a basket? It needs to have a basket.
Gabe as Roy.
Only losers show up on time.
And Matt as Rocky.
Oh, it has a little bell. Ring, ring.
You're in the back.
All right, welcome back, players. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, you?
Good. I had my shot of espresso, so I'm rare to go.
I had some shots.
Who's ready to play this game in double time?
Double time it.
No.
All right, listeners.
Now the back and now I need you to roll. And now that you roll, we need to let you know that you're going to crash. And then you crash, and you need to roll for damage. Now that you have damage, we need to let you know that you're dead. Good night.
That would
Thank
make
you
a
for
rather
tuning
quick
in.
game, wouldn't it? Listeners, if you would like to provide feedback or praise or just say hi, drop us a letter from beyond at contact.lovecrafttapes.com. And I will get those and say howdy back, probably. Or maybe not. We'll just, talk about you on the air.
Whatever.
We do not have any fresh letters today because we took care of that 2 nights ago. That's how quick.
Because the alphabet stopped being renewed a long time ago.
Exactly.
We made it through all 26, and now we're just kind of stuck.
We're out of letters. Dang it.
We really should have thought this through more.
We hit Z.
I didn't think we would go past 26 episodes, let's be real.
Actually, I looked it up. I think we're almost to 140
Yeah.
actual ones.
You know what happens when we hit 200?
What?
We die.
We'll schedule 201.
The bus blows up?
Yep.
I detonate the 3,000 pounds of plastic explosives that I have in Matt's room.
Oh my God. Matt, your glass just disappeared when you held it up next to you.
Oh, magic.
Oh.
This show is brought to you in part by our generous fans and supporters on patreon.com/lovecrafttapes, a few of whom are actually watching us tonight on the YouTube, so feel free to live chat there. I am monitoring the live chat a little bit, but I'll try to type when I can. I am not monitoring the Discord, so hopefully Matt can take care of that. I nominate Matt. All right, before we begin, we need to take a quick commercial break. All right, let's roll some Sweet D. Oh, 91. I guess I'm going to be the seller tonight. All right. So, Brian, I think you're the...
I'm the buyer.
You're the buyer. So, let's do this thing.
Hey, man, you got the stuff?
Yeah. How'd you know about this? Hey, take a peek. See
The sign on your shirt says I got the stuff.
I got this stuff. I got the seed, it says. I got the seeds.
Ooh, wrong guy. I gotta go over here.
Are you in the market for some seeds?
I don't want your seed.
Look, Bill, check this out. I got this envelope in the mail. There's no return address. I don't know who it came from. But look at all these seeds in here.
What? What do you think it grows?
Oh, I already know. I already planted. Like I got these for like the last couple of months, and so I've been planting them in my backyard.
What do you think it grows?
Well, so I took one. It's like these little orange ones, and I put them in the ground. Just pushed them down ever so gently into the soil, and then I watered all over them, and up popped tomatoes. It's the weirdest
You gotta
thing.
water your seeds.
But check that out. Here, I brought one of these tomatoes. Take a bite of that.
Whoa! Why does it have a mouth?
It's because it's going to give you a little smooch there. It's a tomato. A tomato.
This is good.
Bill, be careful. Brian doesn't want to hear that.
This is good. It's okay when Brian's doing it.
Yeah. Now, what's that taste like to you? It's not. It's not a tomato.
It tastes like an apple.
Yeah, kind of an apple, right? Now
but
here,
with,
try this
cigarette
lemon.
butts in it.
Try this lemon. Take a little squirt of this lemon. That's not a lemon at all.
Mm. Oh, it tastes like my grandma.
Oh, yeah, kind of musty,
Like
huh?
those kisses with the. I've actually felt the tickle of a top lip hair.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. Was the tickle of your grandma's hair on my mouth? Okay, last one. Here's a piece of watermelon. Tastes like chicken, right?
What the hell?
I don't know what's going on. These things
How they
keep coming in the
doing it?
mail from. I thought it was from Amazon, but it's not Amazon. It's got to be from some other country or maybe even a planet. What do you think?
Ooh, I think there's planets. Yeah, there's planets.
There is planets up there somewhere, I think,
I tell you what,
but they got no return
I'll-
address.
I'll buy 2 of the grandma's kissing seeds from you.
All right. Well, here I'll give you I'll slip you a little cucumber here. You're gonna like this one. Trust me, this is good.
I really miss my grandma.
Just turn around. Turn around. Here's your grandpa. And we're back. What you guys think of that product tender service?
Oh, I'm sore.
I mean, the boysenberries tasted like boysenberries, but the carrots were a little musty.
At what point did it stop
Okay.
being an ad and go back to being the show I was watching?
It's all the same. There's no difference. And according to the internet, we float on an ocean of infinite ignorance, drifting like insignificant dust motes through an impenetrable blackness destined for nowhere, blown by the winds of indifference. Just kidding. Those are just new flavors. Product and or service. Now available in dust mote, impenetrable blackness, and indifferent winds. And inside every bag, infinite ignorance. Eat up, chow down, plug in, tune out, and vote early.
Yay!
Hooray! Product and or service.
Woo! Thank you for tuning in tonight. We'll talk to you guys later.
That's it.
Bye, guys.
Hope it was worth it. Now, dear investigators, we continue. Case 11, Haunted Heart. Previously on the Lovecraft tapes. Our intrepid detectives are on to their new mission. Sent by Legrasse, who is inexplicably talking from an obsidian cube that glows, to Providence, Rhode Island to search for 3 missing girls who may have strayed a bit too close to Po Manse, a local so-called haunted house. Armed with scant knowledge and minimal gear, they travel by jet to the East Coast, then by a helicopter to a park near the Providence River, where they've just rented a 3-seater tandem bike to pedal southward a couple miles to the mansion, where local Delta Green field operatives anxiously await their arrival. Roy. Whoa. This is perhaps the finest bike you've ever laid eyes on. Red and white with multicolored streamers hanging from the handlebars, a shiny stainless steel thumb-dinger bell, a sweet double-finned headlight and matching tail fin, and 2 saddlebag compartments. As you take the front seat, you're transported back in time to when you got your first bike. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, my first bike, it was a hand-me-down from our older brother Ruben, who gotten it from our older brother Ricky, who had gotten it from our older brother Rock. It's different than Rocky, but don't ever cross-check those names.
It's canon now.
But it was a good bike. You could tell that I was the third person to have it, but only because it was really broken, and every time I tried to ride it, the chain would just like lock up, and I'd have to constantly be working on it on the front yard. But I gotta say, even if I didn't get to ride that bike that often, working on a bike in the front yard is one of the most fulfilling experiences I ever had as a kid. I mean, I'd always have people walking up to me and like, "What you doing?" I'd be like, "I'm working here," and then they'd go away and they'd leave me alone. And that was really what I wanted. I just wanted to be left alone. So that bike always gave me exactly what I wanted. And then I always, I'd take it down to the store and buy cigarettes for my pops. And I'd do all these things that you just can't do anymore because the idiot kids, they get out of hand. I miss the days when I could buy cigarettes when I was 7.
Have a note from my parents.
Lovely, lovely. All right, that's good. Jack, the sight of this monstrosity makes you a little queasy.
Sure.
All those bold colors and, for some reason, these hypnotic spirals plastered to the center of each wheel? Better not to focus on the details. Maybe that's why you called Shotgun to sit in the middle seat?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe there's a deeper, darker reason you feel safer in the middle. Why don't you tell us something bad that happened to you on a bike in your youth?
Why does it have to be bad? Come on, man.
Look, the man said you have to do something bad, so you got to do something bad.
All right. When I was 9, got out of school, had to walk home. It's a long-ass walk.
Hmm.
So instead of doing the walk, I'm like, that bike has been sitting there for 3 days. Nobody's going to miss it if I borrow it for one day and then bring it right back the next day to school. I can get home much quicker. That'll give me more time to play. So I took the bike. Well, the police swarmed me after I got about 3 blocks away. I didn't know what was going on, but they questioned me for about 3 hours before my mom showed up. Something about a missing kid, and this is his bike, and where did I get it? I don't know anything about the kid, and who he was 2 grades higher than me. I didn't know who he was, but he's been missing for 3 days, and I had the one thing that they were looking for. I tried to tell them that bike had been sitting there for 3 days, sitting there against the school, and I was just borrowing it so I could get home early, but they didn't believe me. They kept asking me where he was at and what I did with him. I didn't know what they meant. I had no clue. Finally, my mom said that we're getting out of here if you're not pressing charges, which I didn't know what that meant either. And on the way home, my mom explained it to me. She told me that boy had been missing for 3 days, and that it was that local cult that got him.
Shit. Did you ever find out what happened to the kid, ultimately?
I didn't. But ever since then, getting on a bike that's not familiar to me, that's not something I'm used to, it's always been a little awkward.
Okay, understandable. Nice.
Yeah, but how do you get used to new bikes?
Yeah, he does never. He's very, very unsure of himself and very uncomfortable on him. Except for maybe the middle. It's a little bit better.
Well,
Hey,
middle makes
Jeremy,
me feel a little
ask
better.
Rocky how I kicked his ass in bike races. Make that be his story.
It's like a
Well,
big hug when you're in
it's
the
up to
middle.
him, but here we go. Rocky. Oh, sure. It's a great idea to let Roy take the helm on this 2-mile trek. He's sure to screw something up, and maybe then Jack will see your brother's true nature, and maybe even report that back to headquarters. This was supposed to have been the summer of Rocky, but things didn't exactly go your way. No matter, from the rear, you're able to keep better watch anyway. Besides, biking has never really been your favorite pastime. Why don't you tell us why you're not keen on bikes to begin with?
Well, you see, it all started back in the day, back when I still lived with the rest of the family. We didn't have a lot of money to begin with, and we usually had to make our own fun. And one of the cheapo ways we had fun is we'd race bikes. I mean, what kid didn't go outside and bet that they could pedal faster, they could go down that hill and get to the bottom quicker? Shut up. So as I was saying, we'd get into races every now and then, and the only problem was that back then Roy had inner ear problems. His balance was never quite totally there, so he never really could go as fast as the rest of us. So in order to make up for that, he developed the nasty habit of being the one who enjoyed putting sticks in between the spokes on my wheel as I was going past, and I'd over the handlebars and rolled, and I lost a couple of teeth because he did that to me more than once. It doesn't take too many times going head over heels, having a stick through your spokes at a decent speed to where you're like, I'm just gonna stay away from my bike from now on. And, he just kind of ruined it for me, and I've never really gone back.
That's understandable. It all makes sense in an odd way. Yes, it's all becoming clear now.
Rocky's memory lied.
All right. Well,
these chipped teeth don't lie.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, he said they look
right out.
The teeth.
Well, Albert Einstein famously said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." And as the old saying goes, once you learn to ride a bicycle, you never forget. Sure, you're a little wobbly at first, but soon you're hardly concentrating on the mechanics of cycling anymore, and instead enjoying the unseasonably warm October weather. The sun's rays dappling through faded leaves hanging over the path, and the sound of the lapping water on your right. The sterile confines of the Delta Green complex seem to recede in your mind, replaced instead by life. Real life. Without realizing it, each of you begins to smile almost exactly at the same time as you pedal in unison.
Who's unison?
I'm going to need each of you to make a dexterity roll, please.
Oh, Christ on a stick.
We're all gonna die.
Die, 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 die.
We're gonna be fine.
We're good. It's all good.
I needed an 80. I got a 3. That's an extreme.
Damn it, Brian. We had it, and you fucked it up.
I needed a 60.
He doesn't
I rolled
matter.
100, which is a fumble. Wow, I'm glad I got that out of the way on a bike.
Nice.
You
Nice
fucked
fumble.
it up, son.
Yeah, but I got an extreme.
Yeah. So
I got hard.
basically, Roy is just killing it up front. I mean,
Yeah.
he is just steering past all of the other bicyclers coming the other way. And even a squirrel jumps out in front, and he just rolls right over it. No.
I look back.
Roy,
As soon
what
as
do
I
we
see the
hit?
squirrel, I look back and I said, "Don't worry, I'll get it."
He starts pedaling backwards.
I realized too late it's a fixed gear bike, and the pedals are just ripping my backs of my shins up.
Nice.
I can't stop the pedals. I can't get my feet on the pedals.
Yeah,
I'm bleeding
so
everywhere.
probably after the first mile, let's say, things are going really well. And Jack is in the middle and kind of starting to zone out, frankly. He's kind of just staring. Nobody realizes that he's just sort of staring off into space, smiling. And he does slip his feet off the pedals, and his feet like hit the ground, and you guys are suddenly thrown into this weird wobble. And thankfully, Rocky is able to drag his feet to kind of level you out a bit, and Roy pedals a little bit faster to kind of keep the momentum and the equilibrium going. However, due to your fumble,
It's
You die.
so what happens
dies.
is
Heart attack.
you see a northward bound cyclist who is trying to avoid you guys, and he realizes much too late that he's probably going to collide with you. And Jack, why don't you tell me what you do in order to try to make this not occur?
okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Kick? Oh.
When I realize everything's going wrong, and then I'm the culprit, and I have to remove myself from that situation. So I'm going to throw myself off the bike into the ditch away from the oncoming biker and to try to keep them balanced as I'm off the bike so they don't crash.
Gotcha.
So we're going pretty quick because Roy's kicking ass up there. So as I jump off, I go down into the ditch rolling, and I hit the, what are those called? That metal pipe that goes under a driveway for drainage.
Oh, drainage.
Drainage
pipe.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that pipe that does
I don't want
the
to say drain
draining?
pipe because people think like, something in the street. But
Yeah.
so I hit one of those and get stuck, but not stuck like you'd think. It's
Like
just
Sonic?
my ass, my feet and my legs are out here, and my head's out here, and I'm wedged in like a V.
Nice. So yeah, the Rocky and Roy, you feel like this jerk in the bike, literally, but this moment of equilibrium disappears, and you're able to. You suddenly feel lighter, and you hear Jack sort of grunting as he's rolling down this ditch, and of course you stop the bike expertly, doing a little bit of a spin and skid your back tires.
Some Tokyo Drift.
Some Tokyo Drift action going on, and it's kind of cool to watch because both Roy and Rocky almost perform the exact same maneuvers with their feet on the bike pedals, and do a nice sweet skid and use your other feet to sort of make sure that the bike doesn't tip over. And that gives just enough time for the oncoming bicyclist to quickly veer over and go around you. And he just calls over his shoulder. It sounds like he says, "You're all doomed, you know." And he keeps pedaling away. And
that's much more polite than what I thought he was going to say to us.
You're all doomed, you motherfuckers. And then you realize that Jack is off the bike and down in this ditch.
I'm in a ditch. I'm in and out of consciousness.
I'll go to the edge of the ditch.
It's 100.
I go to the edge of the ditch without going down into the ditch, and I'll start yelling, "Jack!"
I'm gonna walk up next to Roy. So you think he's okay, or should we just?
He's dead. We should just go on.
All right. Yes. Let's continue.
Go on without me.
He said it. He said, "Okay. Well, we're gonna hop back on the bike and start pedaling towards the house again."
No, go without me.
We are.
I have one arm. I'm wedged in, and I have one arm reaching up, like grabbing, trying to get something to pull me out, and I can't grab anywhere because I'm literally wedged in there.
I'll go over and I'll stand sort of above the drainage pipe and grab his arm.
And he pops out of the drainage, out of the drain. Yeah, with a huge pop sound. Like Winnie the Pooh. Yes, exactly right. Oh, bother.
Thanks, Roy.
He just wanted some honey.
I don't know what happened, but I apologize. Is everybody okay?
Well, you fumbled. That's what happened.
Who's talking?
Who's fumble?
We're okay.
Did we crash?
Maybe you need some bike lessons.
I don't ever want to be on a bike again after this.
Well, let's go for a bike ride.
Oh, all right. That sounds nice.
Well, you
mile to
convinced
go,
me.
buddy.
And maybe it'll be better if I sit in the back.
Probably not.
I feel like if you were in the back, you would have died. We would have all ate it.
Why don't you stay to the middle? That way, Roy and I have a little more control at the front and the back.
So, like a sandwich?
Yes.
Yeah, a Jack sandwich.
Well, what was it?
A jacked sandwich.
Yeesh.
All right, let's get this sandwich going.
All right. So you
We
guys
need some
pile back
mayonnaise.
on the bike, and
Whoa! Not all on the front seat, guys.
thankfully the packs are stowed in the back satchels, saddlebags. So you're good there. You didn't lose anything. Nothing flew out of your pockets. You're otherwise in pretty good shape, Jack. You didn't take any damage, but you obviously cost a little bit of time, and your back kind of hurts. So
I have a splinter in my pinky.
yeah, let's just
Lose
say
3 items.
let's just say for the next few hours, you're going to take a penalty dice to anything strength or dexterity related.
That makes sense.
All right, because you're a little on the Hoyt side.
Hoyt.
And you guys continue
The
along
Hoyt
your way.
Laka.
The Hoyt Laka. Hoyt Tower. All right. So I have changed your map in Roll20 and I've updated this a little bit. You'll see. So you might have to zoom in, zoom out because we basically have 3 maps now in here. You've got an overview region of Rhode Island. And then next to that on the right is a sort of close-up on Providence. You'll see that both the Providence and then the inset, the zoom that's at the bottom, the circles that I've drawn in red show you where you landed the helicopter next to the bike path up north there. And that's the park on the peninsula. And then essentially the bike path is that very narrow runway you see going across the water there, and your destination is the
that second red circle.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's essentially almost 2 miles from point to point, but that
So
should
we're
give
like
you enough.
here?
Yeah, you're probably just prior to that. Yeah, you fell in the water. No, it's pretty wide, so it's not super narrow. It's a very nice bike path.
Yeah, it does look nice.
Yeah, a bike ride will take your mind off it, Jack. Don't worry about it. So that is a closer look at where you're going geographically.
What about geologically?
Geologically, too. There's some igneous there.
Who has the mineral
Metro.
rights over Providence?
It's going to be a lot of pumice.
I do. Yeah.
Wow,
Little
like
known
30
fact.
feet of mineral rights.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, soon enough, you see the peninsula of Squantum Point. It juts out into Providence River like an accusatory finger, the white rock on its shoreline giving it a vaguely skeletal appearance. As you veer off the bike path, a cracked concrete roadway crumbles beneath your tires. Once upon a time, it was probably a grand driveway providing entrance to the property. Indeed, after 30 yards or so, you notice 2 crumbling obelisks of stone, upon which a ruined, rusted iron gate hangs wide open, bent and no longer able to secure the location. Beyond, a jungle of New England brambles makes it apparent that you'll be walking on foot from this point forward.
I think we can make it through with the bike, guys. Let me roll for
Well,
that.
maybe if you hadn't fumbled, we might be able to. But yeah.
Yeah. Get everything out of the sacks and let's go.
I'll start
All
getting
right.
things out of the sack.
Get out! All right, so you grab your packs
grab my
from the
goat sack.
saddlebags. Yep. So
Yep.
you've got your packs. What are you going to do with the bike?
Burn it.
Don't need this anymore.
And we're done.
Light it on fire.
Gonna gently lay it on the ground and cover it with branches and leaves so that nobody steals it while we're gone.
Wicked smart.
Ooh,
Right on the
That'll
bike
go well.
path, right?
nice.
In the middle of the across the bike path.
Oh, another rider.
Oopsie. Nice.
Yeah, I like that idea of stashing it though for a quick getaway.
Yeah, very quick.
As quick as you can be on a 3-person tandem bicycle.
Hey, turn
Which is to
around.
say
No,
not
go
very.
to the left. No, my left. Wait.
Nice.
Especially when only one person actually pedals.
Even. All right, so Rocky, you're able to cover up the bike and lay it down as best you can. It's pretty overgrown, so the brambles, it's pretty easy to hide, even though the bike is red and white and gleaming
Scary.
chrome and just beautiful. It actually hurts your heart a little bit to cover it up. So
And I put some Red Sox cards in the spokes.
there you go.
It sounds like a motorcycle now. It's great.
He actually just took his Red Sox off and put them in.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I just assumed.
Flop, 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 flop.
And so beyond that broken gate, you can see the path continues, but it's very narrow, and there's brambles to either side.
Overgrown?
Yes.
All right. I get out the flamethrower I brought to clear a path.
All the monsters die, wither. So that's the end of the whole thing. So
Finally.
we're good.
And there's the
Flamethrowers solve everything.
Thanks for
There's
saving
the
us.
girls sitting there in their fireproof vests.
Yep. No. They're dead, but we found them. Sorry.
We don't know what happened.
I fumbled.
They spontaneously combusted. We couldn't help them.
All right. So it's wide enough for us to get through the gates, or the gates
Yeah,
closed?
absolutely. No, the gates are quite wide, but then beyond the gate is like just overgrown, and
Would you say
it's a
they're
very
gaping?
narrow walking path. You'll have to go single line.
Cool. I'll go first.
Okay.
Whip out my flashlight or torch. As some
Well,
people
it's still daylight out, so you don't need any.
I didn't say I'd turn it on.
Just whip it out.
Yeah.
Just start playing
Just
with it.
waste the battery.
I have a ton.
I have an actual torch. You just pull out a stick, wrap it with cloth, and
Ooh.
Check for secret brambles.
Use those red socks. All right, yeah.
please,
I'm
if I
gonna
were to burn
push
his
forward
socks,
then.
it'd be considered a biological weapon.
Pew pew.
Come on, boys. Let's beat feet.
All right. Why don't?
Oh.
Yeah, I think we're good there. So as you proceed down the path, it's pretty straight. You can kind of see there's in addition to the brambles, the trees to either side are overgrown and overhang a bit. You can see the sun coming through the leaves, no problem. But you probably go another, I don't know, 30, 40 yards. And why don't you give me a spot hidden, please?
Okay, there it is.
There it is.
Whoop, there it is.
Oh, sorry.
I needed a 60. I rolled a 78. That's a failure.
I needed a 77. I rolled a 35. That's very hard success.
Lovely.
I need a 75 roll to 8. That's another extreme. I'm
Another
worried
extreme.
for the future.
No, it's all extremes tonight, baby.
Yeah, but that means next week's it's all failures and fumbles.
Exactly. Jack, you noticed that I believe you're pretty good at natural world. Is that correct, or is it Gabe?
No.
Or is it Roy?
I'm pretty good at natural world.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was a Roy.
Yeah, Roy.
Yeah, I have 10.
This makes sense. So Roy is actually better at this. So Roy, you notice that to either side of the trail as you continue along, the trees and bushes are becoming more and more contorted, as if they are, not just simply overgrown, but
Like vines.
as if they may have like some sort of disease or something is wrong with the vegetation in this area as you go deeper down the trail.
It's that one Natalie Portman movie with the thing that makes the stuff do the
oh,
things.
I like that. So it begins to take on a very creepy, unnatural atmosphere as you proceed. Jack, you do notice that with your, I believe, excellent track skill. I think your track's pretty good, if I remember correctly.
65, baby.
Yeah. Just recently there have been numerous people back and forth down this path.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
you probably presume that it is your Delta Green contacts waiting for you. Don't cry, it's okay. Don't cry for me, Argentina. And maybe even more people. As a matter of fact, with that great hard track skill or just spot hidden, I'm gonna say that you find
Drugs.
a half-eaten
Yay,
apple.
drugs!
Which half the middle?
Yeah, just the middle's gone.
Yeah.
Someone ate the core
exterior
and
is
left
completely
everything
there.
else.
The top and the bottom are hovering over each other. Ooh.
So someone's clearly been down this way and
Yeah.
obviously had a snack.
I'm going to be like, Roy. Nod my head towards the apple. Kick it a little bit towards him.
I don't want fruit.
Looks
Pulls out
pretty
a
fresh.
Snickers.
What do you think?
Well, pretty clear to me that people have been coming down this way, so at least we're not alone in that regard.
Pretty recently. It's barely browned.
That's kind of racist, but
So
okay.
that's probably within the last hour, I'd say. Be on
Yeah.
your guard. Be on my guard, too.
I don't know why they can't get some kind of gardeners out here. These trees are messed up, man.
Yeah, I noticed that, too. What did
Yeah,
you
but I
see?
noticed it better.
What did you see?
I saw how they're
What
all
did you see?
Well, it's almost like they had trees growing into each other. They're all
Ooh.
contorted and stuff.
That's weird. All right.
They're doing
it's
genetic
weird stuff,
experiments
so
with the apples.
let's keep our eyes open, but not our ears.
Tree-netic experiments.
I put my earplugs in. What?
Treenetics. L. Ron Hubbard's Treenetics.
Oh God, no!
Oh,
You must divulge all your secrets to the trees.
Don't sue us, Scientology.
meh.
Sponsor us, Scientology.
Hashtag still not
Never mind.
sponsored.
We're sponsored. We're sponsored. Never mind.
I took one of those quizzes, so you might as well sponsor me.
Oh snap! How many midichlorians do you have?
It said I'm a bad person.
You need
How
help.
many times did you have to bow before Xenu?
They said you're a bad person, but paying $800 for this book will make you a good person.
That's true.
You know what? I'm going to give them $800.
Yeah, they did say you were. a
Because
bad
you're
person.
worth it.
Oh,
They said you were unsavable. No. So what is Rocky?
Or
Nothing.
he's blind.
He's going through his bag, his sack.
Right, making sure everything's still there.
Where's that snack that I brought? All right. I nod to Roy. Let's keep moving.
All
And
right.
I'll do a bunch of like Delta Force signs. Do a somersault.
Backflip. Do the stretches. Do the splits. All right. It doesn't take long to reach the Po Manse, but the short trek is unnerving. Splintered trees lean to either side like sundered sentinels ruined by lightning or an infestation of insects or a withering disease. Their shadows seemingly clutch at you as you pass, the wind sighing through the branches as their and the wind sighing through the branches is their hungry hot breath on the napes of your neck. Even before you manage to emerge from the overgrown brush into a clearing, the spires of a peaked roof gleam in the waning sunshine high above. And then you are there, eclipsed by the massive shadow of the mansion, shivering in awe up at the moldering stone walls, dust-smothered windows staring back at you with the impassive blankness of a corpse's milky cataracts. You have approached from the north, the rear of the structure, but there is a well-worn footpath leading along the eastern side and presumably to the main entrance at the south end.
Interesting. What do you think, Roy?
I think that this is a pretty spooky place, man. I gotta get out of here.
I'm thinking the same thing. Should we tell Rocky to go up to the front and start unpacking, and you and I can beat feet back to the bike?
I do it for a Roy Chow.
Oh, boy.
Roy treat. Roy snack.
Ruh-roh.
No, I got this. I led the bike. I can lead this just as well. And for like 5 seconds, I'm energized and like
Nice.
I puff up my chest and I go and I knock on the door.
All right.
I've got his back, but I'm about 7 feet behind, kind of just
Social
space
distancing.
So
the area around. Yeah.
I'm another 6 feet back because none of us are wearing masks right now. So.
Oh,
well, that's the
I gotta-
beautiful
I gotta
thing
go back
for
to the bike.
just for our viewers. I'll cut this out of the actual podcast, but this takes place in a universe where COVID doesn't exist.
Yay!
We're going for
I don't know.
timeless
That's
here.
kind of unrealistic.
We're going for timeless, which is why we put all these references in.
All right.
Come on, guys. It's current year.
It's totally current year. All right, so Roy continues along the eastern side, and you look up at the mansion as you pass it. It is no less impressive as you're basically coming around the south end. And you can see that the main entrance to the Poe Manse is both impressive and foreboding. A wide stone staircase that sweeps up onto a broken tiled terrace. Prickly, tangled weeds choke the grounds to either side, where exotic flora had once bloomed in gardens that have long been left to rot. Spores float in the air, their perfume reminding you of fish guts reeking on a polluted beach. An ornately carved door stands like a glowering sentry, the unwelcome image complete with 2 grinning stone gargoyles perched to either side. One of them whispers in your direction, "Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from here." I'm going to need each of you to roll sanity, please.
What the fudge?
Why you gotta give me sanity roll? I do bad. Ha
I needed a 68. I rolled a 45. That is a success.
Gabriel?
I needed a 62. I got a 52. That is a success.
I needed a 78. I rolled a 35. That's a hard success.
Nicely done. High-pitched.
I'm gonna walk up to the I'm gonna walk up to the statue, reach around behind, pull out a Bluetooth speaker, set it down on the ground.
You're darn close, actually. High-pitched tittering erupts from a large blackberry bush near the southwest corner of the house, followed by 2 figures emerging shamefaced from behind it. One of them is a tall, willowy, pale-skinned woman in her mid-30s with dark hair and deep blue eyes framed by laugh lines, one corner of her black-lined lips upturned in a permanent smirk. Behind her is a shorter young woman in her late 20s, bright red hair blazing in the sun and freckled face pinched with barely concealed mirth. Her green eyes flash behind thick lensed glasses as she tilts her head toward her companion and says, "Sorry about that. Ricky likes to throw her voice every chance she gets, and since we knew you were coming..." She shrugs and shoves her hands into pants pockets, looking at the ground. "I mean, I didn't see you guys jump at all." Both begin to giggle uncontrollably.
At this moment, Roy's jaw drops and he augas all over the porch. Hi
Gonna do
there,
the
I'm
cartoon
Roy.
thing where I slowly reach over and just push his jaw up from the ground. You shouldn't keep that open like that. You'll catch flies.
And the
I'm hoping to
two
catch more than flies.
Oof. Well, the 2 young women approach you at the base of the stairs and stick out their hand to Roy originally, and the redhead goes, "Hi, I'm." I gotta look up their names.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm.
I gotta look up my own name.
I gotta look up my own name here. I gotta get
Who am I?
the two apart. Okay. Hi, I'm Danny. Danny Potts. Nice to meet you. Sorry about. She likes to trick things.
And I'll take her hand and I'll kiss her hand and I'll say, "Roy, charmed, I'm sure."
Oh God, he's so romantic. And the other woman says, "I'm Ricky Weaver," and she rolls her eyes at Roy.
I grab her face and kiss her forehead. Me too.
I think not. She puts out a hand.
I kiss her hand.
Ooh,
Almost.
wipes it on her jacket.
I'll lick her elbow.
Get 'em, boys!
Get him, boys.
I actually don't do any of that, and I say, "What is it you're doing here?"
I take it these are our Delta Green contacts.
Oh, he must be the smart one.
He's not.
If I had to guess, I'd say you're Rocky.
I slowly
yes.
pull out short sleeves.
Yes, you do, but from your long sleeve.
That's right. It takes
Exactly.
forever.
And I pull out long sleeve out of my short sleeves.
Well, nice to meet you. And Ricky is like looking intently at Rocky.
Oh.
And Danny just keeps chatting up Roy the whole time.
Ricky's the younger one.
So
correct?
when did you guys get in?
Oh,
Yeah, Ricky's
we've
the
only
red-
been.
Ricky's the dark-haired. Danny's the redhead.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the prolonged eye contact as a staring contest challenge and just right back at her the whole time we're talking without blinking.
Nice. All right, I think that sounds like a Constitution roll, sir.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Roll for staring contest.
I'm gonna
Don't.
step back to Rocky and be like, "It's not a contest. I think she likes you."
So she is staring.
Clearly, she is attempting to initiate battle. I need to make sure I have the psychological upper hand when the conflict commences.
She continues to stare intently at Rocky's eyes. And Rocky, for a few moments, you're able to put up a defensive stare, sort of keeping your eyes glazed to a certain point. That usually helps. But then, almost of their own accord, your eyes focus and you drill your sight back into hers, and you feel yourself sort of falling into her pupils. And before you know it, you've blinked. You're sort of staring at the ground now.
God damn it.
So anyways, Roy, so when did you guys get in?
We've only been here for, not
About
too
2
long.
miles.
We've only been here for about 2 miles. We had our own helicopter.
Well,
Hold on. We
How's
had our own helicopter bring us in. Kind of a big deal.
Oh,
Then
fancy.
I muscled these two through the bike. They couldn't really handle it. And I took the reins on our bike ride down here.
You look like a bicyclist, I'll say. You got those
Yeah.
long legs.
you take the reins down?
Yeah, I try.
Nice. Well, if you're going to spend some time in Providence, there's plenty of nice places to go. The zoo's quite cool.
You guys have a zoo here?
We got a zoo. It's just on the other side of the river. Actually, we could throw a stone right from here. No, I can't throw that far.
Like a small zoo?
Well, a small zoo. Yeah, it's got like little miniature animals. That's all it does. It's got like little miniature zebras.
Because, most bike paths are more than 2 miles.
That's true. You'd have to go all the way around the bay, and that might take, I don't know, a couple hours. That's worth it.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys ready to get some ghost busting on?
That's a copyright claimed.
Well, I didn't say Ghostbusters. I said ghost busting.
Look, the YouTube algorithm isn't that smart.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. I don't know who you're talking to, sir. But anyways, Roy, what do you think?
Let's get. I mean, whatever you want to do, really.
Well, why don't
I'm
you
there
tell me
with you.
So, according to the people at Delta Green, the higher ups that they call themselves, I don't know what that means, but we're supposed to be like doing a little bit of investigation here. What they tell you guys?
Well, basically, what I know is that there's some girls that have been missing,
Oh yeah.
and
What do you know
yeah.
about them girls?
I know that there's 3 of them. They're all in their young teens or before their teens.
They're
And,
Preteens, some might say.
Yeah. There isn't a lot of evidence about how they went missing, though I know that the Coast Guard said that they think that kids go swimming in that river a lot, but to me that just seems like they would have found something if something happened there.
Ooh, I don't know. We've had a couple drownings over the years, and it's not great. I'll tell you that the river's a little deeper than you think, and it's a lot faster. It could have taken it right out to the Atlantic. You know what I'm saying?
So
I
you're
bet I
saying
could
that
touch the bottom.
you're saying the drownings aren't great?
They're not great.
Is that what we're getting out of this?
No, they're great. They're great. They're the best. Great. They're the best drownings. Best in the world.
Can I ask
Top
anybody?
class, first class drownings. Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, the those girls, they disappeared just a couple days ago, and we kind of think we've heard some things that these kids come up here sometimes and try to break in. Maybe yawn a little bit. You never know. Maybe tired. Got up at 5:50, but I bet what you don't know is, just between me and you, Roy, I got a theory, because those girls, they're all from old families here in Providence, and their ancestry goes all the way back to the founding of the Providence. There's got to be a tie-in there. I'm pretty sure.
That makes sense. You're a smart lady.
I mean, the Poe, this guy, this dead guy who had this old mansion here. I think, like, their ancestors knew the kids' ancestors. You think that's just a coinky-dink?
I don't think so.
Yeah, me either. They're gonna put one over on me. I tell you that
I think
much.
that you deserve a gold star.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, put a good word in for me. And she like sort of gently touches your breast.
Oh.
Not that gently, Matt. Jesus.
Jeez.
Well, so Rocky looks up and meets Ricky's eyes. She's still
Rematch.
intently staring at him,
Not Ricky
and
Lake,
she
right?
she says, "We found out that the girls like to go to the Dairy Bee down towards Riverside to get ice cream. So before you guys came, we went down there and asked around.
Got ice cream.
They were never seen that day, so they never made it that far south."
So the only two options would be the river or here.
Or
with
the
the
old
coach
families,
on.
like she said.
Perhaps. Yes, you'll have to excuse my friend Danny. She likes to jump at anything that moans in the wind. She thinks it's something, some spirit.
I start taking notes, jumps at anything that
She
moans.
also likes long walks on the beach.
On the river.
Pina coladas. She likes getting caught in the rain.
So,
She's not into yoga.
She digs up
And she
brain.
has at least half a brain.
anyways, so I don't know. What did you guys have a plan of action?
No.
I was figuring we just scout the house.
Our plan was to scout out the house, starting with the exterior and working our way inward.
Yes, we've heard that LaGrasse has a theory that the girls are somehow inside, but I don't see how that happens. I mean, we have the keys.
Nobody can get in a house without keys. You're right.
It looks pretty well boarded out. We looked all around the perimeter and all
And
the
who's
doors.
that in the window?
Oh, fuck.
All three girls looking out.
Help us!
All right, guys, I
You're
have a
going to have
plan.
to wait. We're in the middle of something. That's so rude.
We're talking about keys.
All right, so Ricky, you and Jack, and just for good measure, Rocky should all go and check out the house, and me and Danny will check the bedrooms upstairs.
That sounds like a plan, but maybe later. We have a bunch of equipment to set up.
Yep.
Will you guys give us a hand with this? We've stowed it over here in the brambles.
Well, Roy, are you going to move the ladies' bags? Or
I
you just
got
gonna
it.
Stand there.
I got it, and then I'll go and I'll try and muscle all their bags.
Nice. Well, it is
Reach over
actually
to Jack and just be like, "No, just watch. This is going to be good."
it is quite a few cases. You're not even sure like how in the heck they got them out here, but it's like basically these like 4 different suitcases that are pretty heavy. full of some sort of equipment. You're not quite sure yet why, but Danny is quite happy to watch you try to muscle all of them over. Why don't you go give me a strength check?
I'm gonna pull up my phone and start recording. I'm gonna fail this one. In case.
Oh, needed a 50. I got a 13. That's a hard.
Sorry,
success.
Jack and Rocky. Roy easily
spend the luck to make me fail.
Is that an option? Can I do that?
No.
Are you sure? I'll do it.
He easily lugs the stuff over to the base of the stairs. And, as a matter of fact, why don't you give me a natural world while you're at it?
Because I'm going to fail this one. Oh, I didn't, though. I needed a 66. I got a 49.
So as you're leaning over to collect the suitcases or cases of equipment, you do notice that the blackberry bushes are, again, gnarled and sort of mutated beyond what they should be. And so you just take a moment to reach down and sort of pinch at one of the branches, and it comes away like powder.
Ooh.
And you realize that bush is dead, but somehow it's still growing. And you also get a pretty good look further off to the northwest of the property are the apple orchard groves that you've heard about, right? You read about, that you found out about because of the Eldridge's penchant for putting out bushels of apples at Halloween. And they look like apple trees, but they're all gnarled and tangled up and sort of mutated. They seem to be writhing in sort of frozen agony. And the grasslands leading up to those apple trees just seem to be bleak and blasted, as if there were some sort of intense cold or heat that withered all of that piece of the property.
I take note of this and just sort of put it in the back of my mind, with the idea that I'll go back and inspect it later when I'm not so preoccupied with Gorl.
Gorl? All right.
I'm gonna look back at Rocky and just do the keep your eyes peeled for these two girls. I don't trust them.
And the whole time, Ricky's just standing right next to Rocky, kind of looking at him side-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
Side-eye staring contest.
Go. And Roy comes back with the luggage very easily.
Nice.
Well, shall we go in, guys, or do you need to do anything else out here?
Hey, Rocky, let's do a walk around the perimeter real quick.
Oh, while you guys are over there, check out those berries. They're kind of dead, but not dead. It's pretty weird. I don't know if you guys would understand, being that you don't have biology degrees, but
well, neither do you.
I know, but I understand.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna walk over to one of the bushes and kind of feel the leaves and the berries and see what.
Cool, Rocky. What do you know?
I pissed on it.
It smells like pee-pee.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to back up to get a better survey on the exterior of the house.
Cool.
You pull out your survey equipment?
Absolutely.
The camera.
Nice. And Roy,
it's not working.
Danny wants to keep just chatting with you. She's pretty impressed by how you lug the luggage around. So she's kind of starting to question you about, so where are you from originally?
Oh, I'm from, I'm from Massachusetts.
Oh, that's not too far away. That's just across the border there.
I know. It's really a shame that it took us this long to meet.
Nice. So, you got no one in your life right now? Well, what am I saying?
No one
Delta Green's in a lot of lives, so we're kind of married to that, right?
Yeah, but you got to have time for things,
Yeah, we got to make time, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, if you ever want to investigate those bedrooms, you just let me know.
Have sex.
Yikes. All right. Well, that sounds like a little bit of a, I'm going to say a charm. Let's see
Uh-oh.
how this goes.
See, this is where he's going to fumble. Pull out my phone and start recording just in case.
I needed a 58. I got an 86. Do I push the roll?
I would.
Well,
Nothing
if you try it, you got to tell me how you're pushing it first.
I'm not
You know what I
going
mean?
to.
All right.
Do it.
I can't.
Do it.
I can't die over this.
Do it.
Die
I'll
for
charm her in
love.
other ways.
I'll die for love. Yeah, that's very forward of you. We hardly know each other, so let's just put that on the back burner. What do you say?
Yeah, we can get to know each other.
Let's concentrate. Tell me what you know about. You've never done any spook hunting? Ghosts,
Excuse me?
spirits.
That was just a minute where I restrained myself right there. Well, I've had some run-ins with things like that. Not necessarily ghosts, but I've had some spooky things happen in my life.
Ooh, good, me too. Yeah, I've been searching for proof for quite a long time now.
It's out there.
Here, can I tell you something that I never told anybody?
Of course, she leans in.
Now, I wasn't hunting him, so I don't know if it counts, but one time when I was younger, the ghost of Liam Neeson visited me.
Oh my God, Leah, are the rumors true?
I don't know,
like a
but
horse.
this is what happened.
Oh well, you'll have to tell me about that. Let's keep that on the back burner too. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit later tonight.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. Ooh, Liam Neeson.
Just don't tell anybody. I never told anybody that one.
Well, I'll tell you a little secret. I got a bit of a crush on Liam Neeson. Ever since Darkman, I want to see his pink
I love
elephant.
Darkman.
Something about best behavior.
So Jack wanders over to the blackberry bush and inspects it. Why don't you give me a... I
Accounting.
need 2 rolls from you, sir.
Okay. Any ones in particular?
Yep. I'll start with listen.
Huh?
No.
Huh?
What?
Who?
Where?
Need a 37. I rolled a 19. That's a success.
Very nice.
Check that
So
box.
you're intent upon inspecting this blackberry bush that
There it is.
Roy pointed out, and it does seem very strange to you, but it just looks like maybe an out-of-season blackberry bush to you. It's just sort of bereft of any greenery. And as you're concentrating on it, you notice that there's very little sound on this peninsula. You hear the rushing water nearby. Not too far away is the river going by. It's just out of sight beyond a bramble hillock, let's say.
Okay.
So you can't
Hillock.
quite see the water, but these brambles and trees and gnarled bushes sort of obscure your view to the water, but you can hear it. It's rushing by.
But no, like animals or...
You would have expected to hear, and you did hear on your way down here, seabirds,
Oh, yeah.
and
Seabirds.
you don't
See?
hear
Birds.
any of them around this area. That's a little
Weird.
odd.
Yeah. Especially with water being so close.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a track roll, please?
Do I hear the fish, though?
Absolutely. Bloop, bloop.
Ooh. I need a 65. I rolled a 63. That's a success.
So, your curiosity is slightly aroused. Pink elephant. And so you sort of wander off a little bit towards the brambles and towards that blasted property that leads up to the apple orchard. And you kind of look around, looking at the ground, and you see absolutely zero evidence of any creatures. So you would expect to see squirrel tracks or even deer tracks out here, out for whatever fruit there might be. maybe even rabbit tracks. Zero. You see nothing. You don't even see any insects floating through the air.
Okay.
It appears to be just lifeless.
Do I see any stones or anything near, like small rocks, or not small, but softball size or anything near me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You can see that the ground itself is lumped in places where you see field stones sort of coming out of the ground. You do see pebbles here and there.
I'd like to go.
Bam Bam, no. Nowhere to be
No
found.
Bam Bam?
No Bam
Shit.
Bam.
I'd like to tip up a field stone, a smaller one, and look underneath it
No
to see if I see any
centipedes, no
worms or
worms,
insects or spiders or
nothing.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's not
the ground itself, the soil itself appears to be rich and
Hi, Rich.
Hi Rich.
How
Have
you
you met
doing?
Bam Bam?
Ew.
Just appears to be, like rich soil that you would grow fruit trees. It appears to be completely normal. It's moist. It's moist. I like that word, moist.
Completely void of any insects, which is unheard
No
of.
worms, no centipedes, no
rich
beetles, no bugs, no
stones
crickets anywhere.
rolling
You
or
hear,
other.
you hear just the wind sighing through the trees and the rushing river nearby.
It's a Russian river?
However, as you do replace the fieldstone and start walking back to join the rest, you do see a footprint.
I'm going to drop in close to get a good look at it. It's the first thing I've seen of anything alive out here.
It appears to be a footprint of perhaps a young girl. It's a very small shoe size.
Okay.
It appears to be like a sneaker.
Okay.
And
Taylor's
yep,
All-Star.
Chuck Taylor All-Star, yep. And it's just, you can see it's just a single footprint, and it's heading in the same direction you are, back to the entrance.
Okay, so I'm going to stop a second, put my hands up like this, start moving them like this, over side to side, and turn the direction where she would have come from.
Okay.
And see if I can see an opening in the brambles or back trace the steps.
Okay. So you're going to sort of wander off to the side. We'll go back to Rocky.
I'm here.
Who has stepped back and is sort of taking a look at the front of the manse. So we're going to go ahead and reveal the front part of this for you. I'm going to move you off to a new map. Now, this is going to be obscured for you. I've got cloud of fog enabled here. So I'm going to reveal what you can see.
I don't think it's working.
And you're going to want to go all the way down. So it's going to begin at the southern end of this. And I just need to zoom in to reveal what you see. And I'll also be revealing a little bit of the map that you already know. And this will become apparent here. So let's see here. Let's do boom. Boom. Boom.
The map is
Boom.
today.
Boom. Boom.
Let's go back to my room.
Boom. 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 Let's see how.
Sorry, everybody watching. He had a stroke.
I did have a stroke, actually.
He's only allowed to say boom.
Hang on a sec here.
One,
I gotta get on the right.
Boom.
not the left.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, I get rid of that. Let's go to polygon reveal. Okay, I think I got it now. Da, 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 da,
What you enter is a huge black rectangle.
da, da, da,
I'm gonna take a nap. Wake me up when we're ready to go.
Wake me up before you go.
There you go. So you guys are standing, obviously, just to the base of the grand staircase sweeping up to the main entrance. And I can ping a couple things for you if you want.
Does it say that in the grass out front of the house?
Yeah, this is as
Providence, Rhode Island, spray painted in the yard.
exactly. As you know, Carcosa and Sons were the architects that were supposedly designed this mansion. So that is part of that. And Jack, you are going to be, if you look at the map, I'm going to ping where you are currently.
Okay.
Wing.
Yay!
Okay.
That's where
So
I
yeah,
was.
you're sort of off to that side there. That'd be the southwest section. And Rocky and Roy and the two ladies are just standing at the base of the staircase currently. So that is what you see, Rocky. And it is impressive to say the least. You do see that there are some windows up on the terrace that look into other areas. And to either side on the southern wall, to the west and the east, there are also windows sort of up a bit. So you can't like lean in and look into them. All of the windows are basically opaque, dirt smeared from the inside and out. So you can't really get a good look, at least not standing where you're at currently.
Schmear.
So Ricky's turns to Rocky and says, "What's on your mind?" It is creepy, is it not?
I'd say almost more impressive from the. Oh, I mean, the readings I did on the property didn't really do it justice. I mean, Carcosa and Sons did a really great job. I mean, some of the finer details here are just impeccable.
I know, for being almost 150 years old, this place looks pretty built. It's very nice. I'm amazed that the gargoyles are still intact.
Yes, I mean, this place has survived literal hurricane somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It's either really well built or
something's protecting it.
Yes, it's a possibility.
You don't believe that, do you?
I've seen things that I don't know what I believe. I've been in this business for long enough to know that there are things out there that, as much as we have a pathological need to be able to explain, are just forever going to be out of the reaches of our comprehension.
I think that's a good way to put it. Roy, what do you think?
I think it's a cool house.
Yeah, me too. Well, you guys want to go inside? I think your buddy there is taking off around the corner, so we can let him do his thing. We can get set up inside.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. And Danny marches up with the keys jangling towards the front door. And as you guys follow, she gets within a couple feet, extending the key out, and the door opens by itself.
Oh, so that's how you get into the house without the keys.
Save her.
Save her. Well, that wasn't creepy at all.
100-year-old luck.
What?
Yeah, but how holds the key?
All right, well, I guess we're going to go in. And Danny opens up the door and holds it open for you guys to enter.
Danny.
I'm gonna pull out the flashlight that I bought and just immediately click it on and just kind of start sweeping back and forth as we enter, just to make sure there's nothing hiding in the immediate space in front of us.
All right. And let's see if I've got the... Nope, that's good. So directly beyond the door is a vestibule, which I will reveal for you. Vestibule. Again, it is tiled much the same as the terrace outside.
Roll for vestibule.
Boink. There you go. There's your vestibule. And so Danny holds the door open for you, and you see that in pretty decent shape. It's the tiles have been a little bit cracked here and there. There are cobwebs above, in particular, and there's a sconce light installed directly above.
I see the switch to turn it on.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Reach over and flick the switch and eye up at the sconce and see if it flicks on or
It does.
if we're...
Yeah, it appears that there's electricity. And Danny says, well, that's good luck. That's going to make things a lot easier. I was worried about having to call the electric company to get something out of here. Or a generator. Oh, my God, can you imagine lugging that out here?
I could do it, no problem.
Ooh, I bet you could. And she gives your muscles a little squeeze.
Mm.
And I almost pop a vessel trying to flex as hard as I can.
And Ricky turns to Rocky and says, don't you find that a little odd that the electricity would be kept on all this time?
That's what I was about to say. I mean, presumably this place was built without any kind of electrical connection, which means at some point in the history this place was retrofitted.
And just as you finish saying that, the front door closes with a snick behind you, and all four of you turn to look at the door, and then you suddenly hear some music begin to play.
Finally.
And you hear...
Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello.
You hear, we've only just begun to live. And then it stops because Ricky pulls out a brown Zune that has an external speaker to it. And she turns it off, says, sorry, this thing, it's so old it turns on by itself sometimes.
That's awesome.
She puts it back.
So, Ricky, you're a Carpenters fan.
Well, I mean, who isn't?
Well, I just would like to, and I sort of like brush off Danny for a second. I would just like to let you know that you're in good company with the Arroyo family.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a fast talk?
Because that requires me to roll. And I have a 5. I need a 5. I got an 88. That's a fail.
So Ricky just looks at you with this cold stare and then immediately turns back to Rocky. So anyways, I think maybe we should just head inside and get set up. What do you think?
I mean, standing inside this vestibule certainly isn't going to accomplish anything now, is it? So I'm going to step out of the vestibule, I guess, into whatever lies in front of us.
Okay.
Once again, keeping the flashlight up.
Nice. And, okay, let me find that section.
I was aiming it the wrong way. My eyes.
There we go. All right, so I'm going to
I'm
go ahead.
shining it directly in Jack's eyes the whole time.
I'm not there. I'm
not
outside.
here.
You guys are crazy going in the house.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal a few more things for you.
Ooh.
Quite a few more things, I must say.
Ooh.
Try and close your eyes.
And
You're
I
not
got
here.
to
You
get a
can't
little
see this.
creative with my polygon reveal here. So.
This isn't the Halloween episode by mistake, right?
No, but I did use a little bit of that inspiration.
Yay.
Just because.
I love it. I love it so far.
All right, there you go. And I got a little description here for you. Beyond the tiled vestibule, another ornate door opens to reveal a small foyer, which leads into the grand entry hallway further north. This once magnificent chamber seems sad now. The wide stairs leading upward to the second floor, festooned with cobwebs, the stonework chipped and cracked by time and neglect. Likewise, 4 expansive frescoes painted on the broken tile floor are difficult to make out in the dimness, their colors long since faded. High above is an electric chandelier, several crystal pendants damaged and one light bulb gone, that still emits enough of a feeble glow to offer meager illumination. It's obvious that, since being built almost 150 years ago, the place has been updated at least a few times. If you had to guess, The last major renovation was probably in the late 40s. A veneer of dust, the gray-white shade of poisonous mushrooms, further cloaks everything in this room.
And
Going
now-
to immediately walk up over to one of the frescoes and kind of brush it off a bit, and then step back and take a closer look at it and see if I can't learn anything from it.
Okay. And just to keep in mind, the frescoes are actually painted on the floor.
Ah, okay.
So if you look at the map, you'll see there are these 4 sections.
Ah, okay.
And in
That makes
each of there's sort of like they were painted directly onto the floor.
All right. So I'm gonna go to I guess I'll go head over to this one over here.
Okay.
Kind of brush it off a bit, and then step back and flashlight down. Just kind of
Gotcha.
see if I can't decipher what it is.
Okay. And Rocky? Or Roy, sorry. Roy.
I was very confused.
The other Rocky. The real Rocky.
I'll go back with Danny, and I'll sort of just like walk with her through the room, like talking. Oh man, this is such a cool room. I'm glad we get to experience this together.
Nice. So Rocky whips out his flashlight
Whips it out.
and steps towards one of the frescoes. Ricky immediately puts a arm out to stop him. And she says, "What do you think you're doing?"
Well, I was going to examine this. Might be able to tell us something about either this house or the previous occupant. Usually art is some sort of personal reflection.
Well, do you see all of this dust on the floor?
Yes.
And are we not looking for 3 missing girls?
And there's a distinct lack of footprints moving through this dust, isn't there?
Well, we don't know that yet, and we don't want you to disturb anything.
Achoo! All the dust goes away. Damn.
Just right then, I walk by with Danny walking all over everything.
And, of course, Danny's going to stop you as well. So the 4 of you are sort of hovering on the entryway there, and contemplating what to do next. And we'll go back to Jack.
No, what?
So you were attempting to find out, to backtrack those prints and see if you can determine where they came from.
Correct.
Correct? All right,
What direction? The best I can.
go ahead and give me a track.
One Direction.
One Direction. Is that like a
One
Off in the
Christian
distance.
rock band? Give me a track, please.
That was.
I need a
funny, Matt.
65. I rolled a 47. That is a success.
Very nice. So yeah, you're able to backtrack a little bit,
Okay.
but it kind of looks as if it came from the instead of this whoever this person is, this girl didn't use the pathway that runs along the east side of the house, but rather trekked through the brambles where there is no trail at all, and went around and approached from the west side.
Okay.
So they would have come in at the same point you did
Okay.
on the northern end, but veered off and essentially went along the west side rather than the east. And you quickly lose the trail within the brambles. But at least you could tell that they kind of came in from the same direction you did.
Okay. I'm going to take just a quick minute just to closely examine the brambles where they would have just come out to see if I can see any I don't know, clothing or anything at all on the brambles that's, not naturally supposed to be there.
Sure, give me a spot hidden, please.
I needed a 77. I rolled a 2, which is an extreme success.
Okay, so very good. So you're sort of crouched down looking at the brambles and kind of looking through the brambles, trying to find like a little scrap of clothing or something. And you're just kind of coming up empty. There doesn't appear to be anything stuck on the branches. And even though you can kind of tell easily now where they came from.
Where they came through.
And you're sort of stooped down, crouched down, looking, and you see a little spot of dried blood on a thorn.
Lick it.
Okay. I'm going to reach into my
Lick it.
pocket and pull out. Ooh, what would I have in my pocket? Let me look.
I don't know. What are the 5 things you brought with you?
Yeah, that's not going to help.
Well, you can always do a luck roll to see if you got something minor.
Yeah, I just want like anything really, like a candy wrapper, or a tissue, anything like that. That's what I'm looking for.
That's fine. You can find something like that.
Okay. And I break off the thorn with the dried blood on it.
Okay.
And wrap it up into the Kleenex, the extra Kleenex I had.
Sure.
Put it back into my pocket.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and just write down bloody thorn in your inventory.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he had previously used that Kleenex to blow his nose, and it's still a little bit sticky, a little gooey.
So the blood mixes
dry.
with the
It's
snot.
dry.
Nice.
He had a bloody nose earlier, so it's all gonna get put together.
Exactly. Cool. And I'm going to give you something else, too, while we're at it, since you rolled so nicely.
Thank you.
Here's a $5 bill.
Yeah, work
You
hard
win
on
the
that.
game.
Let me just check one
Go
little
spend
thing.
it somewhere nice, sport.
Haha. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the exterior
Screenshot.
of the house for you. This will take me just a minute to
Okay.
do the polygon reveal.
Cool.
You guys will get the benefit of this well.
Keep your eyes closed, boys.
Yeah. You don't see shit. Don't look at the screen, Gabe.
I'm not.
This will take
My hand is up.
Do you have a question, sir?
No.
you with a hand up.
Can I go to
Can
the
I look at the
potty?
screen?
Good question. No.
Good question.
I really gotta go.
I do too.
You, sir, with the question.
I squishy you.
I squish you ahead.
I squish
Okay, so we want to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. That.
Matt doesn't even know that I squish him.
that. That's
He
what
likes
makes it so good. He doesn't know. Okay.
I can't even imagine not knowing, bro.
Boom.
Pretty wild.
All right, there you go. That should give you the exterior. This way I can ping where you're at. Okay. So, you are on the north side of the house now. You basically moved all the way around, and you're towards right in, let's say, this area right here.
Okay.
Okay, got that?
That's how I tracked her back to that spot.
Yeah, essentially that's where you found the bloody thorn. So among the brambles and everything.
Not a Bella Thorn.
And no, it's not a bella thorn. And this,
No more OnlyFans.
I have to actually, I'm going to reveal another little section for you.
Jesus Christ. What the hell was that?
I was laughing at his joke.
Oh. You know what laughing is, right?
No, I've never done it before.
Haven't you ever laughed before?
No.
What it is to laugh?
I just did it. I
Okay.
did your laugh.
So you see several
I
things
did it.
here, and I'll
I
just.
did it, Mock.
And I'm trying to think. Are you able to see walls right here too?
Barely, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I revealed a little bit of that for you.
Someone spray painted area on the
Alrighty.
ground.
So I'm going to give you a lot of detail here. So this right here is a platform. It actually says platform right on it.
All right.
9 and
so
3/4.
It's a couple steps that lead up to this just little platform. Looks like maybe like a little back deck kind of area. And there's a door leading into the section there. So that's a door right here.
Okay.
Okay. Right next to it, on the other side of this sort of retainer wall, right, that juts out, this area right here is more or less a overgrown garden that's been left to seed, gone to seed. Okay, so here you see more of those overgrown and mutated plants that are just sort of. You see like different species of flower and maybe even vegetables or fruits that are starting to grow into one another.
I hear the lemons taste like your grandma. I'm not sure though.
All
Yeah,
hairy.
if there's any growing.
Exactly. And then there is a door here. You're not sure where that leads. A couple windows. And then back here is what appears to be like a couple steps up and probably a place where a car would have parked to unload something.
Oh yeah, like a loading dock.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a main door here. And then a little sort of, a little sort of like delivery door, almost like a dock door.
Like a roll up.
Yeah, but smaller.
Hey, what's
a
up,
little bit
Doc?
smaller.
Metal roll up.
Yeah. Yep. So that's what you see.
The hell was that? Oh, my dog is sneezing. God, it scared the piss out of me.
Yeah, you pee-peed.
The whole house shook.
He pee-peed.
I know he's a boxer, but geez. Okay, whew. Shake it out.
And you pocket the bloody.
No more than 3 times, because after that you're
thorn.
just playing with it.
That's true. Yeah, the thorn I put in my front right pocket.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to, without getting too close, I'm going to just kind of examine as I walk past the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to walk around the retaining wall and curve up towards the area to just take a look at the plants and see if what I'm seeing is correct, if they're like merging together.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a natural world.
No, it sounds like me looking at the plants to see if one grows into another.
Yep.
I guess it's natural or unnatural world.
Unnatural world.
That was
Supernatural?
Yeah.
My power and internet went out. I gotta go. I needed a 10. I rolled a 100. That's a second fumble in one.
All right. Nicely done. So
Gabe is
it is
obviously
19.
transferring all of his bad rolls directly onto you. Gabe, how do you do that? I need to learn that trick.
So you know how every time I've rolled, I've been like, I'm gonna fail. That's how.
Yeah. Oh, so you just passed that on to Brian.
I knew this was gonna fail. I just
Pass
didn't
the
think it'd be that bad.
it's pretty bad.
Well,
So-
maybe if you were a little more optimistic, the fail would have succeeded.
So
Task failed successfully.
you approach the overgrown garden area and you're like just really entranced with these plants that appear to be fused to one another. And as you get closer, they sort of give a boinging sound and unsnap.
What?
It was just an optical illusion. It looked like they were growing into one another, but a little gust of wind and they're just leaning out against each other.
Shoo.
So you feel
Wanders head
pretty
first
dumb.
into a crossbreed of poison ivy and poison oak.
As I'm looking at this happen, and I just can't believe that my mind played that trick on me, that I'm so wound up in this area that I start to take a step to the left to continue around the house and step right on a rake as it comes up and in the forehead.
Bonk.
And then you bleed out.
Blood gushes out of my nose.
Nice, I like that. So you now have a
Plants
bloody
start reaching
nose
for your
and
nose.
slight swelling,
The entire front of my shirt is soaked in blood.
in blood. It won't stop. It won't stop
won't
trickling.
stop. Yeah, it won't stop.
Won't stop. Can't stop.
Feed me, Seymour. Oh.
And shamedly, you continue along and back to the front entrance. And we'll go back to you guys. So, Rocky.
Ricky and Rocky.
Don't you think we should check this place out a little more carefully?
Yes, quite right. Gonna take my flashlight and start sweeping back and forth, looking for any signs of disturbances in the dust, whether it be footprints or any kind of movement that looks like it's disturbed the dust layer.
Nice. Roy?
I mean, I'll just stay back because I know that if I go forward, I'll disturb the dust and just cause problems. So I'll sort of continue to chat her up.
Okay, nice. So Ricky is looking in the same direction as Rocky is. They're essentially shoulder to shoulder, looking along the flashlight path. And within just a few minutes, you see a disturbance almost exactly where you were going towards the fresco. Slightly before it, it appears to be some footprints.
I sense a disturbance in the dust.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me, or does it look like there are footprints leading over towards that section of the fresco?
Oh, you see it too, huh?
And
I'm going to point out where they're at and then kind of trail the flashlight back to see if I can follow them.
Okay. You see the footprints, but you don't really see where they came from. Although the footprints appear to be headed off towards the west, in the direction of that open doorway at the western end of the staircase hallway.
So that would be West End Girls.
West End Girls. And what's unusual to you is you know, Rocky, that these girls have only been missing for a couple days. And yet, these footprints have a thicker layer of dust on them than you would expect within that time frame. But clearly there are 3 sets of footprints. Small shoe size.
Well, whoever was here last seems like, at least to me, it's been more than 3 days. It seems there's too much dust settled inside the print itself to signify it have been made in a short period of time ago.
Yeah, it's very odd. What do you think, Roy?
I think that dust can gather all kinds of ways. And we should follow those footprints to see where they're going.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I think maybe we'll just sort of set up here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this will be a good place for your stuff so I can stop carrying it.
All right, just leave it there in the foyer, and I'll start unpacking. Ricky, why don't you go with Rocky and take a look at those footprints, if I must.
And I'm going to just glance back to make sure she's still there. And I'm going to kind of 2-finger motion forward. And I'm going to very, very gingerly kind of step out into the dust, but I want to make sure I stick off to the right side of the footprints. I want to follow them, but I don't want to be directly on top of them.
It's you! Damn it!
Jack walks in. Hi, guys. What are you...
I open the front doors. Just gusts of wind go through. Bye, Felicia.
All right, Roy, do you want to help Danny unpack, or would you rather try to help track
I'll stay and help Danny unpack.
Okay. Nice. So you guys begin to unpack, and Jack, you see Roy and Danny see this shadowy shape enter the vestibule, sort of staggering a little bit. And says something. It says something, but you can't quite make it out because it's all like burbly. What does that figure say, Jack?
Brains.
As I hear and see the shadow, I'll sort of push Danny behind me and draw long sleeves.
I actually say ibuprofen.
Show yourself.
Show yourself, demon.
I pull out my flashlight and shine it on my face so they can see. They can see who I am. Not realizing how bad it is. I just see it on my shirt, but it's
pretty bad, Roy. It's Jack, all right, but oh my God, it looks like someone just punched him in the face. He's got blood just coating the front of his shirt, streaming down his mouth.
I tried to ride the bike alone.
What happened, Jack? You get into a fight?
Yes.
With
you
who?
should see the other guy.
Where is he? Let's go finish him off.
No, he's gone now. He had to go home.
And Danny goes, well, somebody's allergic to rakes.
Racist.
What do you mean rakes? He said, my boy said this was a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I noticed that one around the corner, and I can only imagine what happened.
Did you lie to me, Jack?
I think she might be evil.
I guess I've never thought of that.
It keeps unpacking.
Yeah, I was not looking where I was going, but I did find some stuff.
Neat.
Roy, do you have a second?
Yeah, I got a second.
Can you put all that stuff down real quick?
No. I have to prove my strength.
Clatter.
Carrying it all.
She's taking them off of me one at a time.
He comes over with all of it. Yeah, what's up?
I have long sleeves drawn with my arms like this.
You can do it all, right? You can do anything. No
Roy,
worries.
I found a footprint coming from the bramble to this house. A small footprint.
Well,
I tracked it down and I found some dried blood. I pull out the tissue and open it up to reveal the thorn with the dried blood on it.
Okay.
Are you sure that's not the tissue from your nose?
And I go, Achoo! Oh, God damn it. All of my blood is all over her thorn. No.
Too much blood.
Ricky and Rocky are upstairs following around some dust footprints right now.
They're not upstairs yet.
Oh, they aren't. Okay, no. Well, they're following some dust footprint right now.
So they found footprints as well. Do you have a cloth or a handkerchief I can use just to clean myself up?
I don't know. Let me roll for luck.
Okay. Thanks. You have more than me.
I do. I need a 31. I got a 30.
Nice. He pulls out moist toilets.
I like it.
I pull out used toilet paper and hand it.
Yeah.
There you go. Ignore those brown
moist.
streaks. Ignore those brown streaks.
I wipe around the nuggets.
So Jack is daintily wiping the blood away from his nose and mouth, trying not to get any on his tongue. And Rocky, and Ricky are shoulder to shoulder, just going doon, 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 following the footprints, and you follow them all the way to the edge of this doorway, and you're just about ready to peer inside when you hear a creaking sound to the north. And I'm going to reveal another little thing here.
Bye.
It's a dog. Wait, no, wrong scenario.
You see a small lobby area that has two closed doors. One to the west, one to the east. The one to the east is opening ever so slowly.
Oh, schnitz.
And within the dusty, dark confines, you hear... Can anybody hear me?
It's the girls.
Tune in next time as we begin play another reel of the Lovecraft tapes.
And I respond, does anybody really know what time it is?
Does anybody really care?
Anybody out?
All right. So, guys, thoughts, theories with all this new information. Let's hear it.
Okay, I think the two people that we met are not our handlers.
Why do you think that?
But they're in cahoots with the kidnapping of the girls.
Why do you think that?
And just the way they act.
He's angry. He's the third wheel in this case. That's all it is.
Not at all. Actually, I'm very happy that I am the third wheel because then I can have that outside perspective. I'm thinking that just the professionalism and the way that we've worked with other Delta Green handlers, they're much different. Different than
they're high.
I mean, Roy is a Delta Green agent, and you can't really use the word professional when you're talking about him.
He's not a handler, though. He's not one that they entrust to give sensitive information to the agents that you're not able to brief us on until we get to location. So it's just I'm just gonna hold that in the back of my mind as we play.
So you're immediately suspicious of Danny and Ricky.
Correct. And all of the equipment and how it got here and how they got here and how they know about what's around the back of the house, like a rake, and how, you know what I mean? They've already surveilled the property. Why didn't they just tell us that they already surveilled the property instead of me wasting my time? Which wasn't a waste of time, fortunately. But
cool.
I mean, come on, bro.
Come on, brah.
Sports.
I trust them with Rocky's. I would trust them with Rocky's life.
Nice.
I wouldn't.
Any other thoughts and theories?
I don't want to discount Danny's theory about them having a connection ancestrally. Like, we all know that old things, especially in the Lovecraft universe, tend to tend to definitely hold some amount of power. So I think that there probably is some sort of stock in the fact that all three of them were from old families that happen to have some sort of relation to the Poes.
I like it.
It's all right.
Gabe, anything from you?
I mean, I gave my main things. I think that Danny likes me, and I think that Ricky likes Rocky, and I think that nobody likes Jack except the rake.
So far, he's the only one that's got lucky then.
It's true.
I just had a.
I think that. I mean, I think that the girls have been there and are gone now. That's my theory. I don't think they're at the house.
I have a new theory.
A
nude theory.
A new theory.
A nude theory.
That's what I just said.
New theory.
And what might this new theory be?
They are the little girls that were missing.
Ooh.
And they've grown up and they are just constantly pulling in anybody who comes up into the house to feed it.
Well, because then there'd be one for you because there's three of them.
Not to mention they've been missing for 3 days.
Time doesn't work the same when you're dead, Matt.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We're on dead time now.
Matt.
When you die 3 days ago, so you age 20 years.
Yes, because that's how.
In order to fool you.
Oh,
I think Brian is just jealous that Jack isn't getting any action, whereas the Arroyo brothers are tearing it up.
He got some definite action from that raid. But,
nice. Okay.
Plus, I'm having a tough time as this mission is going anyway. I've fallen in a sewer drain.
You fumbled twice so far.
Smacked in the face with a rake. These are not good signs for me right now for this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at everything from a different perspective because of that. I have clarity.
or at least stars dancing before your eyes.
I thought it was supposed to be birds, not stars.
I see stars.
I see Starlight. All right, guys, it's time for some hashtag recommendos. So please roll D100 so we can share some of our geeky obsessions. Nice.
Yeah, 70.
Nice.
8.
43.
Oh, yeah, 68. Okay, sweet. So we're going to start off with Brian, then Gabe, then
Brian.
Matt, then me. I go last again. Hooray, me.
Mine's a podcast. I know it might sound strange, but I don't
Those
listen to a lot of podcasts.
Is it called the Lovecraft tapes?
Yeah, there's this little known podcast called the Lovecraft Tape. It's called the Magnus Archives, and I believe one of our listeners on Discord mentioned it, and I picked it up. It is really good. I'm really getting into it. It's a nice short story. So basically, the premise is this investigator, this person is working in some secretive archives in a library, and he comes across these tapes, and he's playing these tapes. They're Lovecraft. No. And each tape is a little strange story about something that can't really be explained that happened to somebody. It's really good acting. The quality is really well done. Definitely check it out. It's called the Magnus Archives. I think I'm 5 episodes in, so there's tons and tons of episodes. But I'm 8 episodes in. Never mind. It just flies by. It's really good. So if you're working and you're plugging away, great stories. You really get into them. It helps you zone in. So check it out.
Cool. Nice. I've listened to a few of those, and they're fun.
They are fun.
Yes, they're very good. Let's move on to the Gab.
Okay, I'm recommending a video game. It's a
Pong.
It's a game from 2011. I played it on the Xbox Live Arcade. God bless, beautiful thing that is now gone and terrible. It's by Double Fine Productions, which is probably my favorite game company, and it is called Stacking. Yeah. The premise of this game is that you are a little boy whose like older siblings get forced into child labor and are antagonized by this baron who has it's a great game, who has all this money, and he controls all of the land. And you are like the runt of all runts. You're the smallest character in the entire game, and you have to go and save all of your families who are all bigger than each other, because the gimmick of this game is that you are rushing stacking dolls. So the way that the game works is you're the smallest of the small, and you can keep going into bigger characters to help you through different situations, and you can either go up or go down, and each character that you're allowed to stack into has their own abilities. So you're stacking into all these characters that maybe have abilities that you don't have, and maybe there's sometimes where you need to be as small as you can, so you just have to abandon these bodies. And it's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle adventure type game. And I just find that it's in the industrial era, which, there's like child labor everywhere. And I just find that era of history so fascinating, where we just like try to figure out what freaking businesses are. And I find it very cool. And it's Double Fine. They make great games. Mm-hmm. So it's very quirky. It's very fun. All the stages are really cool. They have I think they have stuff on a plane and things like that. It's basically a where's where of the industrialization era, and it's just a lot of fun. So give that a check. It's called Stacking. It's pretty old. I'm sure you can find it anywhere for cheap.
Cool. Nice. Stacking. Sounds like a lot of fun. How about you, Matt? What do you got tonight?
Well, it's a good thing that Gabe has the video game corner covered, because I'm going to recommend a gaming accessory, I guess you could call it. So what I'm going to recommend today is something called the Razer Kishi. Now, what this is it is a collapsible, foldable device, which basically takes and turns any phone that will fit in here into a controller. So it almost takes your phone and turns it into a Switch, where you have one half of the controller on each side of your phone, and it allows you to snap it in the middle, and then you can then use this as a full-featured Xbox controller. So I've been using it lately to test out xCloud, and I've been playing games, over 4G and over Wi-Fi using my phone, and this is the best way that I have found to do that. I've tried getting, those cheap clips that you can get on Amazon that allow you to kind of hold your phone on top of a full-size controller. It works, but just the Razer is just such a better product. It's a lot more streamlined. It's a lot more portable, and it's plug and play. It just works. You don't have to fiddle with, Bluetooth connections to a controller. And I'm honestly surprised at how well it works. It makes mobile gaming and using things like xCloud, or if you're in the ecosystem, it'd be great for using something like Stadia if they ever allow third-party controllers. And if you're looking to do full-scale gaming on the go, I can't recommend this enough.
Cool. What was the name again?
It's called the Kishi. It's by Razer.
Kishi. Nice.
Like the scooter company?
Yeah, the scooter
The
company.
Razer, Or it's just the Gillette. So not that I would ever know anything about that. All right, guys, my turn. And tonight I will be recommending something for brewing. And as many of you know, I have brewed beer for many years. I don't want to say how long. Starting with simple Mr. Beer kits and working my way up to massive 3-keggle systems with a steel cart and high-performance burners and pumps and the whole thing. And eventually moved on to kegerators, so I don't have to bottle anymore, thankfully. And, well, I hate to break this to you guys, but I'm not getting any younger. And as time goes by, I'm looking to make my brew day less stressful. And that's how I discovered a product called Brewzilla. And this is also called RoboBrew. Depends on which model or which company you're actually purchasing it from or in. And it's a one-vessel electric system with a built-in pump and plugs into a standard 110-volt outlet, although there are 220 models if you need it. Ooh. And I'm able to brew up to 5 gallons with no more propane, no heavy equipment to lug around, no need to haul the dirty gear outside in the middle of winter so I can hose it down, which really sucks ass. And Brewzilla is just very self-contained. It's very easy to clean. It's lightweight, even though it's stainless steel. It's very thin material, so it's very simple to just move around. And it's programmable, so I can actually set the night before to have my water heated up to strike temperature. And I wake up and actually just get to brewing. Don't need to wait around for it to boil. So therefore, it takes me about 2/3 of the time to brew than it did before. And so far, I love it. I've only done one brew so far, and I'm doing another one this weekend. I've got 2 more lined up past that. But I'm super duper impressed. I was a little worried to move into this type of product because you never know how it's going to pan out. You worry about electronic stuff or electric stuff, but it really went very nicely and smoothly. So if you're looking to get into sort of more advanced brewing, beyond the simple Mr. Beer bookshelf kits, I think it's worth the price to look at Brewzilla from the get-go rather than invest all the stuff that I did over the years. Yeah. You're going to save yourself a lot of time, money, and more importantly, space in the garage, and you're just going to enjoy it more. So check out Brewzilla. You can get it from morebeer.com and a couple other places sell it too. So it's great. Make your own beer, drink it, get drunk. It's great. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you prefer. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review. And feel free to review us on every podcast platform. We don't care. It's fine. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you can find us at lovecrafttapes.com with links to all our hashtag recommendos and social media channels, including Reddit, YouTube, and our Discord server where you can chat with us in real time. You can find me on Twitter at lovecrafttapes.
And if anybody wants ongoing updates on my newest project, the Fresco Craft Tapes, you can find me on Twitter at The Real Weird Kid.
And if anybody wants to help create cute couple names for Ricky and Rocky with me, you can find me at Lovecraft Gabe. I'm thinking Ryaki.
You had a bad case of that in college.
Does Razor make that?
If anybody can send me some tissues, I need some tissues. You can reach out to me at Brian Podcasts.
Someone needs some tissues for some issues.
I need some tissues.
Until next time, roll for brush, floss, and gargoyle. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody on YouTube. Appreciate that.
Bye-bye.
And we'll look at that donation thing. I think it's it sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. What you're talking about.
All right, next time, more scares. Have a good night, guys.